right, hilarious development. I've just come out of my AD. I did my usual thing. I just roll up, chatty, charming. At least I feel so. And I was like, hey, I was coming in hoping to buy an FXD, and she had a strange look on her face. And I was like, what? And I'm thinking to myself real quick, what's going on? She's like, well, we just got one in. And I'm like, what? And then she starts explaining, and she and I have spoken before at this location, and although I haven't been back here in a couple months. And she's like, well, I just left an email for a gentleman who was really wanting it, and he came in 3 months ago and such and such. I'm like, well, do you mind calling him? And she let me see the watch, and yes, it's a definite yes. But the funny thing is, if he calls back and is like no or doesn't want to commit, I'm like, I will race back here and buy it immediately. So this AD is nowhere near my joint, and I've got errands to run. So it's almost 2 o'clock. They're open till 5. If he's in his right mind, he'll call back and commit. But he lives 2 hours away, and I'm a local. So yeah, let's all hold our breath collectively, and maybe we'll get the call. I'm on the run like a son of a gun. I'm running it. I am kicking it crazy fresh across town with some severe watch nudity on my wrist because I got the call. Bam! Got the call. First of all, good day, good afternoon. And I am super hyped because I think I put too much sugar in my coffee. But the other reason I'm hyped is I got the call, which is not really the call, but the call back. Anyways, I was running out today. I figured, I'm going to go to this AD that is a little bit further from my joint than usual. They're really nice there. I like them. And I was like, I'm going to go pay them a visit. And I go in, and, sure enough, I was like, hey, I was hoping to buy an FXD, Tudor FXD. And she gives me a strange look. And she's like, we just got one in, but it's for someone who's been waiting. And I just sent him an email 20 minutes ago. I'm like, wow, okay. Let me see the watch. And I'm like, do you mind calling them back? Because if I don't want to jump line like that, because I'm a watch guy. This person's a watch guy. We got to respect one another. I'll get mine, he gets his. But do you mind asking him if he's wanting to purchase it, which I think is reasonable. Because if he's not, for whatever reason, sometimes people put their name on a list, whatever, they get the call and they can't complete, and that's okay, that's normal. So I'm like, well, would you mind calling him? She's like, yeah, sure, I'll call him. So she calls him, leaves voicemail, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go run my errands. If he calls back and, waves off the watch, I will totally come back. Let me take my glasses off. I will totally come back and buy it. Which is exactly what I'm doing. I should have hung out in the area because it's only been a half hour. And it's far. I was like, I drive fast. No, I drive too fast. So I zoomed out. I was way out of the area, but now I'm bouncing back. Oops, almost got into a fender bender with a truck. Sorry, bro. Oh, sorry, ma'am. I should have just hung out in that neighborhood because it's a cool, fun little neighborhood. They got a bunch of stores over there. But I didn't know I was going to get the call. So I'm heading back. And I checked out the watch earlier. It's beautiful. Now, it is a 2022. I was hoping to get a 2021. Not just because they're rarer now because they were only out for a couple months, but if you can build value in without an additional cost, always do that. But the 2021s are going for a premium, and I'm not looking to pay a premium. This is my first new watch purchase that is not a G-Shock or a Christopher Ward. And I don't even know what I don't know what this watch goes for. I know I'm going to pay fair retail for it, It's a hype piece. So I'm not even gonna ask ask for a discount. I totally should. I'm not going to, because it's not. Well, first of all, I know it's not going to happen, and I don't want to look a fool. I'm already foolish, but I don't want to look more foolish than usual. I'm so jazzed, though. I might have to get a bottle of champagne to celebrate. Anywho, I don't buy new watches. You know that. I advocate for used watches, and I think this watch could potentially cost less than retail several years from now, after it's been run through the mill year over year, iterations, whatever, when it becomes common. That's likely to happen. That's what happened with my Pelagos left-hand drive, which now I'm going to put up for sale. I have to, because I adore that watch. Design, aesthetic, weight. It just stands too proud on my wrist. It's too big for me. It's 6.5 inches. I can pull it off, but I think when I get home, I'll shoot a double trouble with the two Pelagoses. And, we'll get to see them side by side, because these are the two Pelagos models I like the most. I guess there's not a whole lot of Pelagos models out there. I guess there's only one other one. I like 2 of the 3 Pelagos models. Clearly, I'm revved up. I better slow down. I'm driving way too fast. They don't close for another 3 hours. Gee, you need to calm down. So jazzed. So jazzed. I wasn't making that up. I don't know what this watch costs. I have a sense of where it's going to be, but I need to look on the internet before I walk into that store. These are going for $8,000. No. There's been a major mistake. No, I think the retail is mid-3s, or it could be 4. I don't know. I don't care, though. I want this watch. I've been after this watch for a while. It's so weird, the sensation of getting the call. Because it's not like I was on a formal waiting list. I am on the waiting list. I'm on the waiting list here for it. I'm on the waiting list at the other 3 places. I didn't get that call. I got the random call today. This is the walk-in call, not the Christopher Walken. This is the Christopher Walken call. I walked in, expressed an interest. Although this happened with the Tudor GMT as well. I rolled in, and actually this has happened on a couple Tudor models. I rolled in, inquired about the GMT, and same store, different salesperson said, "Oh, you know what? We got one in. The person didn't pick it up. You could have it." And at the time, those were rocking 4Gs. It wasn't my watch. Then when the Black Bay 58 Blue came out, same thing happened at the other place. I walked in, and I was looking for something. And he's like, "Oh, well, I have a blue Black Bay 58 if you want to." And so I could have got that watch. Gorgeous piece, also not my jam. If I went with a blue, I'm actually getting a blue Tudor today. If I'd gone with a traditional blue Tudor, it'd be the older Submariners from the 70s. This is justification for just randomly popping in. Now, she remembered me because we've spoken before, and I am on her list for an Explorer. But I didn't get the call because I was on the list. I went into the store, expressed my interest, and there just happened to be an immediate opportunity for it. If I hadn't gone in there, I would not have been the next person to get the call. It would have been a list of... So I guess I am kind of jumping line, but I don't know about it. I met that one dude. I didn't want to snake it out from under him. But he had an opportunity to buy it. He opted out for his reasons or whatever, so I had an opportunity, and I'm jumping in. I wonder if they're going to take the tags off. It doesn't matter. This is going to be my Pelagos. I am going to flip the other one, though. And I should be able to get a premium on that left-hand drive because it is serviced by Tudor. So I'm hoping it will offset 75% of this or thereabouts. I don't know, but I don't need both. I need both to do the video, but I don't need both. Ooh, I'm about to miss my exit. And so I don't mind saying, very auspicious occasion for the channel, a channel first, a personal first. I've never bought a watch from an AD. I've never bought a high-end piece brand new. More often than not, I'm buying used. And today was a very special occasion and a very random one. I wasn't expecting to get this piece, the FXD, today. Kind of stumbled into it, quite literally by accident. I wanted to put it together with the Pelagos left-hand drive because why not? And plus, this watch box collection is not big enough for the both of them, so I think the left-hand drive is going to have to move on, but why not celebrate it in proper style? I also want to give a shout out to Oshin O'Malley from the Timeless Watch channel. He more or less pioneered this sort of setup. Unboxing of high-end watches with high-end spirits. We've got the Oban Distillers Edition, which is tremendous. And for my money and my enjoyment, actually I find it far better than the Oban 18 and far better than the Oban 21, though I am saving the 21 for the unboxing of the Rolex Explorer, God willing, if that day should ever come to pass. For dinner tonight, Gurgich Hills, a bit of a Sauvignon Blanc. Fabulous bottle of wine. I tend to drink more white wine in the summer months. Rosé all day and the occasional Shardy party. But we have two tremendous Tudor watches before us today. And we're going to discuss those watches before I get to this little baby right here to celebrate a channel first, an unboxing of a piece I've been wanting for a while, and if nothing else, a highly desired piece. Those are trading at $900 to $1,200 above list, and to get one at list price, pretty random the way I did today, was pretty amazing. This is what it must feel like for people who get that Rolex call. Big thanks to Sasha at my AD for sorting this out for me, and for the other fellow who was on the list for it, but wasn't able to commit to it for his own reasons. And I was able to bounce back to the AD and pick up this piece. So what are we looking at here? Of course, we've got the Mondani Tudor anthology book. Love that book. We've got the Marine Nationale book. Love that book as well. Excellent for historical references. Neither of these watches are in either of those books, but let's be honest, it makes for a nice background, nice eye candy. And the Oban Distillers Edition. If you can get this at your local beverage warehouse, get it. In Gurgich Hills, always a pleasure. But let's jump into it. I began my Tudor journey with this one here, the left-hand drive. And the left-hand drive is a magnificent piece. Absolutely gorgeous. That titanium, super lightweight, beautiful face. Left-hand drive, got a roulette wheel, date wheel. A little bit thick for me, if I'm being absolutely honest. And when I found out that the FXD was quite a bit more slender, I was like, that might be the Pelagos for me. Now I've got it on a Collareb one-piece strap, which is amazing. It's an amazing strap. These are, of course, fixed lugs, 22 mils, and just a gorgeous strap on her. Let's put these side by side. These Pelagos brothers side by side. Very different, and yet sharing a lot of the build constructs, minus the helium escape valve. Both titanium. This one quite a bit thinner. I will pop up the measurements on screen so that we get our facts straight. Funny thing is, this collar strap is a strap I bought for this watch, even though it spends most of its time on its bracelet. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Took off most of the tags, and I wore it out of the place on the traditional Tudor strap, but I'm going to save those straps. I think I'm going to wear it on this or maybe some other NATO options. And it brings into stark contrast, you know, do I need 2 Tudor titanium Pelagoses? Pelagosize? 2 Tudors. I don't think I do, so I'm likely to move on this left-hand drive, even though, to be frank, I adored it. She's just a little bit thick for my liking. And the blue, this watch is in direct competition with the Omega Seamaster. It has to be the coaxial. So I think I'm gonna do a video with the both of them, because it seems to me Omega is chasing Rolex and Tudor is chasing Omega. I don't think anyone's talking about that, but that has to be the dynamic, because this watch is exact competition for the Omega Seamasters, particularly, if not only because they're both in blue, but Omega has a bunch of titaniums as well. So Omega has a history of Bond. This has a history of being with the Marine Nationale. Maybe that's what Tudor's gambit is. I'm not sure, but so overjoyed to get the watch, to enjoy it, and she is quite a bit thinner than the regular Pelagos, but very lightweight. I want to see if someone does something to adjust these fixed lugs to adapt other bracelets. I mean, it just so happens, let me put the left-hand drive down, because left-hand drive behaves very much like a standard watch. This one here, this almost looks like a regular strap, like if you pull it taut. This is a one-piece leather collareb, absolutely gorgeous, and this is like the sandstone one, and it goes really well with the watch. It goes really well with the background of that Marine Nationale. I need to put up a photo of it on that as a backdrop for Insta. It looks great. But your strap options are obviously limited by this. I think the new Omega has a little hole in here that allows... Actually, wait a minute. I don't understand what that would even benefit, because you can't adhere a standard strap. There's got to be some kind of strap, Tudor strap gap adapters that I'd be willing to bet someone is going to do that, 3D printed or otherwise. But she's gorgeous and I love her. I absolutely adore it. I've been hunting this one for quite a long while and could not be happier to have bagged it. So happy. What a rare and strange bird. I did want the 2021 because that's when I started the channel, and it was going to be like a little celebration gift to myself, frankly. But the 2021s are going for an absurd premium because there were only so many made in the year. This is a 2022. Got it at list. And I've begun the purchase relationship with my AD. And they sell Rolex at that AD, so who knows? Maybe I'll get the Explorer call. But for right now, I am perfectly happy with my FXD, and I think it's time to have some of that Oban distillers, I think. Room a zoom zoom and a boom boom, shake your rump. So jazzed. Let's do a soft cut here. I need to gather my thoughts because I'm rambling pretty full tilt boogie.